All right, welcome back into another Songs of Six Builders. This one's going to be a little bit of an oddball in that I'm going to try not to let this series actually record too far ahead of what has been released and people have had time to give feedback on, but I've also been working on some technical things on my computer and I did some pretty radical changes and I want to get another recording right away so I can compare this to the problem. So I want to see if what I did fixed my issues or improved them. I'm getting mighty tired of little fiddly problems from NVIDIA and Microsoft, let me tell you. But that is not a problem for the closed realm, who are quite loving life, if I had to say anything. I think I'm even going to let them play while I chit chat here. So we are feeding ourselves well. Right now we're at 4 days of food, but if we check, our food production rate is decently above our consumption rate. We are storing food up quite well. I'm considering even adding more fish. I know, surprise, surprise. Or maybe veggies. What are we sitting on? Yeah, we've got some veggies, we got some eggs, and we are using up fish. That is perfectly fine. In fact, we're actually consuming more fish. Okay, yeah, that does tell me we want some more fishermen. So yeah, we will do that here momentarily. I'm putting in some more wood here. We are getting a access road in to the next set of farms that will go in. We had talked about another Globdian ranch, probably right here. The land is a little bit better for it. I wanted to put one in here, but it just wasn't going to happen. This sandy stuff just was a lot of wasted space more than anything else. I don't think it would have been worth our time in the slightest. Beyond that, we'll probably do some more. We'll probably just keep this ratio. We can basically double what we have while still being in the good fertile lands, and then we'll see from there. I mentioned before, but I don't know if in the long term the vegetables are worth it. We're not great at growing them, even though we love them. That would be a good target to acquire elsewhere and not from us. In fact, we just got our vegetable harvest in, it looks like. Well, we do harvest that rather early in the, yeah, that's at the end of summer, not even into fall. Interesting. Fine, but just interesting. I do note we're at moisture of 97% still. So I will continue. I'm very close to needing to turn another pumper on. So I would absolutely love it. In fact, I'm guessing... Okay, that's actually more than the other side needed. So let's actually cancel those two. Let's get that one and just see. I'm trying to be pretty exact here. I only had like 9 spare pumping power or something like that. You're just gonna get that done for me, buddy. There you go. It may need a second to update. I do not know. I'm gonna say that did not actually finish it off. So we'll do canal, we'll do 2 more. And we'll just keep going till it works, basically. Oh, I bet you I know why. It's because these 2 tiles are bringing a little bit more. I bet you that's actually it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's that little bit of extra. Weirdly enough, yeah, because this is a little bit darker. Okay, that's fine. We will do it until it works. That's the plan here. All right, I did say I was going to add more fishing. We're getting really, really far away. At some point, we're going to need to think about both storage and housing, because we're just getting so far away. I'm not sure that my workers can really get here in a reasonable amount of time. I want this to go 10 workers. Okay, that would be 12. Let's cut that back ever so slightly. 11, 10. Okay, there we go. And we will need storage. We're going to continue with just the small little storages that we can, and the auxiliary. There you go, and build it. We'll also need the roads to come on in here. There we go. We'll see. Boy, did we eat that amount of veggies already? Oh, we probably put it in here. We may have eaten that amount of veggies already. Okay. Fish are kind of down. Okay, what I'm kind of seeing here is we might have kind of maxed out what this guy can do to supply. He has no eggs. Let's actually just kind of stay here for a hot minute. What I want to see is I want to see our delivery guy. We're out of eggs, but we have eggs in storage. So he just needs to bring them over, basically. We're eating up the fish. There's a veggie. This guy must be sleeping. I kind of want to stare at this for just a hot minute just to make sure we don't run out of fish at the bare minimum. It's not that we don't have fish, it's that they're not being delivered. Is this telling me that that's the worker? It sure is. What a bum! Over there listening to the news. There's no one even working. Yeah, he's just chilling. This dude's like, can you tell me what's happening? And this guy's like, no, I'm on break. Then he's gonna go home. Hi. Let's speed this up even more. I'm really watching this guy. Let's see what he does. Okay, he should be delivering now. Okay, he brought some veggies. He brought some fish. Boy, are you literally bringing 2 at a time, friend? Oh my goodness. I almost feel like I need to have this have more workers. Yeah, a whole bunch of people are eating right now and you don't even have any eggs. Okay, he's vaguely keeping up, but we basically have treaded water. We're almost out of fish. We're out of fish. Okay, I think what this is telling me is rather than put this in here, I'm going to put in another food place. That's just getting me really nervous that we're gonna have people show up and not be able to eat. All right, stall. Nice, we have to go this size. Go. All right, we'll double our food capacity here and that should help take care of it. So he's just not keeping up. In fact, that's why we have maximum eggs, because he's spending all of his time refreshing fish and veggies. Yeah, everyone's showing up for dinner. Yeah, okay. I'm also seeing that we are running low on workforce, so let's bring in a few more. Let's do 210. I don't want to go too crazy here because I'm trying to balance some things out. Let me know, what do you guys, how do you build your food stalls? Do you do a single worker? I seem to remember that when I was looking at like just basic player tips, that's what people suggested. I almost feel like we need like 2. If we made this ever so slightly bigger, we could have 2 employees here and then they could have more people bringing stuff over. Yeah, because again, here he is just chilling, not delivering food. And it's not that we don't have it, we definitely do. Max eggs, decent amount of fish, some veggies. Okay, fields are getting worked. We also got the fiber in. Okay, so for the fiber, we have 103. We are using 4. I assume that means 4 per day. Yeah, is this by per day? How many resources could you say? Okay, yes. Okay, so let's do some thinking here. 16 days in a year, I believe is what that is. So that'd be 40. That would be 64. So we would not use up all the fiber. And we also just brought some more fiber down. In fact, we're storing more than we have to store more than we can fit. Let's add another crate. Let's add 2 more workers. Ideally, we would just be finishing up 1 year's fiber when the next fiber gets brought in. That's kind of my goal on that. Also, I'm seeing we have quite a decent amount of livestock. That's telling me maybe I want to put in our next ranch. How are we doing here? Yeah, this is going to eat up 10 more workers. So in fact, I'm in here. Let's add another. Let's go 20. So 230. Hopefully, I don't know. A couple of people were like, "Oh, be careful! Don't build too fast." But I feel like this is pretty organic. I feel like we're building just what we need done each time. I definitely could be wrong about that, but I'm not sure what else we would do. Just stand around and build stockpiles. I guess conversely, though, maybe we don't need more eggs. But the reason that we're not eating the eggs is that he's not able to bring enough food down. I'm kind of hoping that this will alleviate part of that problem. Most people will still probably eat over here, but hopefully we'll have some come in on this side. And if that's the case, we may even need 1 or maybe even 2 more food stalls down here as these other housing units come in. I don't know, is there a ratio of food stall workers to population? I could see that being a thing. How do we have 23 workers and there are 2 guys here? Are you all up at the... No, maybe they were and they're just heading home now. You are still at 97%. We can have up to 6 more before I am maxed out and need to put another guy on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, if I understand that mechanic correctly, that should max out our current pumping power. I guess in its own ways, that's kind of worth doing just to see that. Okay, we're still selling meat. Another thought I had. So right now we have a trade with him. We are connected to this guy. I mean, someday this is probably my first thing to invade, but that's probably a long, long ways away. Oh, can we not? Oh, never mind. I was gonna say let's do some Diplo. Okay, what about this guy then? Are we allowed to have? No. You and the faction become trade partners. The option requires you to be a neighbor. Okay. I guess that's one downside to our start location. I thought we were connected to this, but we are not. So this is really our only trade hope. Is this guy. Huh. I mean, I guess that's fine, quote unquote, but that is definitely a downside. Maybe when I do places next time, when I'm looking for locals, trying to get 3 traders or 2 might be worth our time. How are we doing? Still are not getting. In fact, we have nothing but a few fish. All right, can I up your worker? I can. Okay, what if we do that? We'll add another spare worker in here, just temporarily. Yeah, see this guy's working. Look at that. Look at that. Unlike that other bum. He's got fish, he's getting veggies. Getting the work done. Where's this guy? Where's this guy? In fact, I even gave you 2 people. And you're not here working. Yeah, I see you. Yeah, now you're worried. Boss was standing at the door. He glanced at his watch when you walked in. You gonna deliver some stuff today or just not feeling it? Yeah, what is going on with these eggs? Why you no deliver egg? Is there a maximum amount of food that this can store? I assume that is the case at some point. It doesn't say in here. Okay, we at least were able to restock. And this one, we are allowed to have eggs. Okay, that's people. I wonder if I do the auto employ, I wonder what that'll do. I'm gonna leave that on there for a little bit just to see. I manually set this one at 2. Okay, there's finally some eggs in. The nightly trumpets have arrived, apparently. But we're out of veggies. So it seems like they kind of like they're picking one food type to bring down at a time, and they're like trying to like max it out or something, maybe. Because like right now they're working on eggs, but the obvious call is for veggies. This one's looking a lot better, and it did, look at that, it did go up to 2 people on automatic. I'm gonna let this little experiment play out a little bit, at least until I get some feedback. I'll have the one set to 2, I'll have the other one set to just auto, and we'll see what it does. We are up to 4 janitors. If this hits 5, we need more janitorial services, because this only can have 5, I believe. And our warehouse is maxed out on fish yet again. I don't know what I want to do there. Do I maybe it's time for the fishing warehouse? The fishing warehouse will make things a lot easier on my storage. So maybe we'll put it probably right here or right here. We'll do fish, and it would be fine if we stored veggies in there too. Yeah, that would be totally fine. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Let's go ahead and add another one, because I don't want to not be harvesting that, because our days of food are not actually that high. So I think we just need more storage. So take me to... I have to reboot my brain. I've been recording other things and fiddling with settings all day. Oh, come on, Babel, you can do it. Logistics, there we are. Warehouse. Okay, same thing that I've been doing. So we want 1 walk, 1, 2, walk, 1. And I think we need it by 8. Basically what I want is totally not that, is this. So we're gonna have to enter only on that side if I do it this way. I could spin it and we could have the interest down. This is fine. This is fine. There we go. And then doors, I'll do 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, see that one takes the insulation down. That's not it. No door here. Yeah, do it. Yeah, we'll put that in there. That's mainly going to be fish. It can have a little bit of veggies in there too. And then we will use that as kind of a transfer station. And then probably can lower the amount we're holding down here. I doubt we need the full 480. Are we out of veggies? We are out of veggies. Okay. That's fine. We've used them up. That does tell me again though, we're not producing enough. So can we visualize that here? We sure can. Vegetable farms plus 27, consumed minus 27. So we're right, we should basically be able to do it. I think it's, by my understanding, the way they eat foods by preference is they go to where they're gonna get food. They've randomly decided, today I want to eat a fish. If they go there and there's fish, they take the fish and they're very happy. If they go there and there's no fish, they look for a different food. They take the other food and they eat it and they don't starve. Now I don't know if they're looking for fish and find an egg if they're still happy. That I don't know. But I do know, at least that's my current understanding of how they select food. So I'd be curious if anyone has any feedback on that. AKA, if I had meat stored here, I go looking for a fish. There is no fish. I randomly pick a different food and I randomly pick meat. And then I'm just sad because I'll eat it so I don't starve, but I don't like it. So I think, by my understanding, we only want to provide foods here that they like. And I'm in the position to do that, right? Like, obviously fish, we have the eggs, and we're working on the veggies. I think we may go ahead and increase the veggie farming again. Okay, we're also planting. So are we halfway through our fiber? The answer is no. Yeah, we're producing, according to this, we're producing 23 and we're only using 8. So I'm going to believe that. And just go ahead and queue up the weavers. So right now we are just making cloth. We are storing that, right? We sure are. Probably want to store some more. Now we could put in a hatchery. That was something I was thinking about. So let's actually go look a little bit more at our stats here. So what we're interested in, yeah, right here, immigrant versus native. Current fulfillment is 0 out of 1.5. To reach maximum fulfillment, we need to be at 100%. So I think if I'm reading this right, that's telling us that we would prefer to raise our own people here. The thing is, once I turn on a hatchery, we have consistent pop growth. Now, maybe that's good, maybe that's not good, just depending. Okay, we don't have slaves, and we look like we're fine with that. Yeah, we don't like slaves. We are the majority, we like that. We'd like some nobles, we don't have any. I think some of the people come in here with clothes, maybe. I'm definitely not providing them with any, so good luck with that. Housing, 99%. Okay, well, everyone should have a house, so I don't know what to tell you on that one. And furniture's another spot that we could get some big kudos. Okay, are you really telling me that you want to put fish in your house? They just really want one of those singing bass, you know, right above the fireplace. And then leather, some wood. I mean, we could provide the fish. I don't know about anything else, frankly. Our furniture is going up, but furniture is used for a lot of buildings. And right now, we're only providing one shrine, but my plan is, I think that's it. We're only gonna have people do a tourism. I wish one of these had fish. I would be a lot more interested, but I kind of want to go mono religion because I don't know if they'll self-select. Like if I had 2 religions, are they smart enough to know, hey, I'm a farmer, I should go follow this religion. Hey, I'm a furniture maker, I should go follow this religion. I just don't know. Okay, this is looking a lot safer. That was making me a little nervous. I think a couple extra employees here is probably worth the effort. We also do still have some free knowledge, so we could go get some other stuff. Getting the fishing one feels like that might be a good choice. Let's just peek here. So, okay, things in my mind. I won't select these this time because I'll try to wait for some feedback if I can. Burial, very, very cheap on people, and it just makes people really happy. Entertainment for stage, also just relatively cheap, although I think that might have needed some cut stone. Makes people happy. Alternatively, yeah, we don't really need a lot of this. The extra roads, we could go for better roads. I think the brick is relatively doable for us. We are not anywhere near being able to do crystal. Swimming pools is another one. That one might not be a terrible choice for us. Bathhouses is another one that might be really good. I think part of what's happening, I think all of our people are going skinny dipping. And so when they decide to go all the way out here for a skinny dip, If that's a water pumper. Okay, I don't mind if they're just water pumpers, but yeah, there's a deliveryman. So I think what's happening is, let's say you work here. Every once in a while, you're like, I could go for a skinny dip, and you have to go all the way over here, which is like a day's work. Take your skinny dip, and then you're like, well, day's over. So we could come in here and we could put in a swimming pool, basically. And I think that would be, they would be very happy about that. We have water right here. That is not a terrible idea. I don't know how much that would cost. 5, 15, 50. Do we even have that much? No. So that would not be doable. I guess we could get the pool here. So that's a no to bathhouse. But we could do a pool for 5. I'm kind of thinking about that. You know what? There is some way to unlearn these things. Yeah. Do you wish to unlock the following? Swimming pools, paved roads. Oh, I see. I have to go through here to get to swimming pools. All right, I'm going to say yes. I don't know. Maybe people are going to not be too excited about that, but I feel like this water thing is some merit. Yeah, look how much we would absolutely love that. Provide your subjects with a place to swim. A pool fills when it's connected to a canal system with enough pressure. 1 tile of pool will consume 1 unit of pressure. All right, so if we were to build a pool in here, how big would I make you? Why does that look so weird to me? Okay, that's a 5x5. Oh, it needs cut stone. Oh, I should have known. All right, cut stone. I mean, I guess that's another to do for us. We do need that for several things. Okay, where? Right here, masonry. 10. All right, I'm gonna do that one too. So what do we need to do for masonry? It costs iron. Okay, that's not happening. Okay, well then let me do an investigation here. What do we need to do to forget that? Definitely not the right click button. I know there's a way to do it. Knowledge. Okay, is it a key? You wish to forget the following technologies? Yes. All right. So, okay, I do appreciate that we can just do it. I'm gonna do the same thing here. We'll just forget those. Okay, well, if it's that easy, I think without the council even being involved, I think I'm gonna take the easy fish one. So unlocking this tech will result in 8.9 more workers in the affected industries. So for the same place, we can just fit more. Okay, I don't think I need that at the moment, but next time we're looking at fish rather than expanding further, I think we will do that. Okay, here. Let's try it on auto and we'll see if I end up liking it or not. We are gonna do a lot of fish, probably like, I don't know, 16 fish, and then veggies. Fish and veggies. All right, now, is there an easy way to tell these guys not to go fetch fish normally? So if we say pull from here, neither the source or the destination have room in crates. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. All right, how many people did you hire? Just the one, okay. And he's gonna go collect. We had fish that were piling up. Yeah, it's not only the delivermen, it's some fishermen too, I think. Totally fine, totally fine. Yeah, much bigger storage for the fish. All right, well, in that case, vegetables is another one that we could expand. relatively painlessly. I would want to do this one first, the side, because if we run the water up one side, that basically covers this. Where if I do the middle big one, we got to kind of commit to doing both. Did you ever get to 100%? 99! Okay, you're killing me, Smalls. How we doing here? So we're at 14, yeah, so we got plenty more room. So, boink up one more. Yeah, let's get this party started. I'm probably gonna need to import some vegetables to actually get this built, but that's okay. So give me farms, a veggie farm. We're looking for a tenner. 3.5, way more than that. Farmer 6. No, that's too big. We were doing this as a 5-man farm. That's right. 5-man farm. 5.2, 4.8. All right. How close can we get? 4 point is probably it right there. Yeah, too much. All right, so you are a 10 by 41. Yeah, cancel that. Is there an easy way to tell? A 10 by 43. So it's gonna, I guess it's gonna depend on how fertile the land is. 10 by 43. It's a little bit high. Interesting. Okay, well, I'm gonna stick with what I know. That is what we're gonna build. Yeah, that is what I'm gonna build. You are, yeah, you are a five-person farm. Okay, not crazy. Okay, we're also a little low on workers again, so hop in here. Let's do 250. And then what else are we gonna need? We're gonna need water now. All of this, and then we already know that we're basically gonna need to do at least something here, and we'll do the same thing we did before. We'll just slow boat it down until we get exactly to 100%. You're still at 99. You are killing me over here. I'm going to get you to 100%, whether you like it or not. Maybe this would be a better... Hold on. Maybe that would be a better use of our attempt. I think it will affect more. Okay, hang on there, buddy. Hang on. Not that. Nope. Nope. Dismantle that. That's not what I wanted. Never mind, I lied. Still at 99. Okay, now... There you go. Okay, let's fix that road too while I'm here. There you go. Okay, we are weaving away. How are we doing on cloth? Doing fine. Cloth might be something I will sell. We'll see. We're selling some meat. You know what? Let's flip this out for the time being, and let's get rid of the grain that is piled up. Okay, we have used up all of our eggs now that we're actually getting them distributed properly. Okay, that's another thing we can do pretty easily. So I wish when we had the husbandry selected like this. No, I guess this is fine. I was gonna say show me some numbers, but I mean this really is telling us the story, isn't it? Okay, so I probably want to use up the good land. Something will start like that. That would be 8 workers. Either or, basically, is what I'm seeing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. I kind of want to make sure I have some room so that if we want to expand down there, we can. That's 9 workers. I kind of, again, I like the idea of going to 10s, basically. 9.3, 9.7. I like the idea of that access road there, too. Okay, we'll expand the side here a little bit. 9.8. Oh, it'd be so cool if you let me get all the way to the bottom. You're sure not going to, are you? All right, Take it. It's fine. Take the victory, Babel. Just take the victory. All right, gate goes in here. Huts. We need a 2, a 2. And then we need just a 10. Okay, 100% efficiency. Moisture is not the highest and probably will not change. I think that's fine though. I want to say that's fine. Build it. All right, so another 10-man farm. We're decent at doing this, but I just don't know if it's worth the manpower because we don't eat the meat. That's also throwing off this calculation. I don't know. I guess if we were starving, we could eat it. Okay, that's not the worst. We're definitely using up those eggs now, though. So we were having a logistical problem more than anything else with the eggs. Okay, I also see we're not pumping enough. Yep, which does show up right here. Bring in another pumper. Okay, yeah, fish storage is going just fine. Yeah, I'm liking what I'm seeing here. Okay, so other things we could do at the moment. We could start making some leather armor. We could start making some war hammers. Do I have military training ground? Yes. Gatehouse lets subjects pass freely while holding off enemies. They're a bit weaker than walls, but still give you enough time to bombard your foes. Okay, I don't think we're anywhere near that. Training ground. Okay. I don't think I'm going to build this time. What I need to know is how big should we make a training ground? In my mind, I would want this to be equal to either a full or some percentage of a unit. So how many lizards go into one unit, basically? If it's 100 dudes, do I want 100 people training at once? That's probably too big, I assume. Because I'm thinking like we'd start with like 20. So if we had 20 training spots, and then let's say a unit is 100, then we'd have 5 rotations go through their training. Although I have a feeling it's a little more complicated than that. I have a feeling. So let me know how we should size some early military. I do want to make some. I know we're going to probably have to pay off the bandits the first few times, but screw those guys. I want to be able to beat them up. We're proud independent lizards, don't need no mercenaries. At least that's how I'd like to think we're going to go. Also, we've used up all of our wood again. I did notice before, some of the trees that we initially chopped had come back. Although, not many. Yeah, this is just not a good tree land. Let's take all these. Oh, yeah. Here we go. The big chops that we had at the beginning. All right, that should do me for the time being. We are okay on that, right? Yeah, we're making more than that. Just these big projects. Now, we can also sell off this cloth. Okay, are we done there? Let's flip this back to meat, apparently. We are filling up that meat way too quickly. It's because of all the hunters. And you know what? I'm seeing 0 leather. Is that true? All right, you know what it is? Change recipe. Yeah, I don't care about that meat at all. I thought we were getting both, but that's not how this game works. Yeah, I just care about the leather. Go ahead and sell off that meat. We'll still be getting some from the Guabdins, but that's okay. Yeah, that's looking much better. Again, before we do more water, guys, I do think we're going to upgrade the fish efficiency. Yeah, this is looking fine. I really wish we could just change this to not produce meat and instead to focus on the eggs only. Not really how animals work, but if that's the case, then this is a little weird over here that we don't get some meat and some leather ordinarily. I'm so disappointed that we couldn't build that pool. But the fact that we would need iron, in fact, can we even make iron now? I guess that's another question. Okay, the answer is yes, but I don't even know. Do we have iron? I think this is iron. So we would be looking at this. So we may, well, you know what? That's not that far. Oh, I hope that goes past that fine. Yeah, we may be looking at expanding down here. Get a little bit of stone income. Get some iron income. Maybe it's just too soon. But yeah, if I'm gonna need the iron, we're kind of hitting that point. Come on, boys. I'm thinking right now, maybe we do the hatchery. We have everything we would need for it, and if it would make people happy to have some local borns. The thing that I worry about is, once we do that, we're quote-unquote on the clock for housing. We will always need more housing forever. And so, maybe that's good, maybe that's bad, I don't know. We are full up on clothes. How are we full up on clothes? Am I crazy? You're not producing clothes. I'll tell you what. All right, let's go sell clothes then. Do they show up here and we make them take their clothes off? Wow, that's rough. Apparently we've been hazing these lizards. I'm not crazy, right? We did not build. Yeah, that's a carpenter. And you are making cloth. Yeah, I'm not crazy. I think because I didn't allow them clothes, they show up and we're like, all right, strip naked if you truly want to join the closed realm. That is really hilarious. That has to be what's happening, right? That has to be what's happening. Yeah, because we are not letting him have any. It's at 0. I think that's it. Is there a way? How do we see possible titles? Messages, players, status? Titles. Yeah, okay, here we go. All right, this might be worth a little bit of time here. So people were telling me that they thought the artisan was what we were gonna get first, which I don't know, man. I don't know. We're at 7.7K out of 100,000 built. Maybe. Maybe. Fruit farms, area of fruit, vegetables. Okay, that's... I think we're going to have like dedicated runs to get a lot of these. The entertainer, speakers, stages, and fight pits. Ooh, fight pits. First, their name. See, this is the one I think we're going to get. This is... We need 25% happiness, and we need a population of 1,500. That's kind of my like main goal for this playthrough, is just to get to that. And if it's productive and people are enjoying it, we may continue it. And if it's not, well, then we'll just play another one at some other time, and we'll probably go for a different one. What was the other I wanted? The incompetent? Oh, we just need to be defeated a bunch. That's not a bad one to get at some point. The nudist, though, is what I'm looking for. Merciful... Seer, the builder. I should just get that one for free. I don't know why you wouldn't. Matt, the nudist. Okay, here we are. So, population above 200. Close below that. And time played. And we were at 1,500 out of 7,200. Okay. Just gotta let it go. When we get the title, then I will allow them to have clothes. I believe it's not only move speed, but by my understanding, it also gives them some temperature resistance. Not too big of a deal for my lizards, but like a human that lives in a temperate zone is gonna spend half the year too hot and half the year too cold. Trust me, I live in a temperate zone. That's how it works. Literally, you'll go to work in the morning with your heater on, and you'll come home with your AC on. I hate that time of year. I absolutely hate that time of year. I always try to hold out for my house heating too, or cooling. I try to hold out so I'm not doing that. Some years you get lucky and you get a couple weeks where you can just turn off heating and cooling and just live that free ambient temperature life, but it is rare. It is very rare where I live. All right, you are waiting for vegetables to plant. We're not going to get anything this year, but conversely, I got to just get it done. Let's go ahead and say, we'll accept, and I would like this to not be insane. Yeah, we'll accept, we'll do 88. Double what we need to plant the field. And then when we notice the field is planted, we'll just turn off the imports. Okay, we have one guy here. I guess that's fine. And how did you do? You're saying you need 2. That's fine. What I don't want is I don't want fishermen wasting their time coming over here to hand deliver 1 fish when I could have these guys go around and pick up 10 at a time. Yeah, I'm just gonna let that be. That's fine. All right, we have 25 spares, but 10 of them are gonna go here. And oh no, we already had 10 going here. Okay. No, we didn't. So we're gonna see people come into this. So 10 here, yeah, there they go. And 10 there. And then once we get those in here, we may also do a sell-off of whatever leftover livestock we have. I don't know if there's any uses for actual, like, the item of livestock. So you use them to put animals in your ranch. And I think you use them for sacrifices at one of the temples? I don't know if there's any other use for it, though. They're not actually, like, directly food. My theory is we dehydrate the animal down to a very small little capsule, and then we have to put them in water and they reinflate whenever you get them where you need them to be. All right, we good here? Animals are 2 out of 29. We are definitely not good here. 3 out of 29. So we're gonna actually use up a good chunk of that. So no worries, don't need to worry about it. Skill is good. Herder, work. I'm looking for moisture. Moisture's at 62. I think I'm gonna leave that alone. I don't think that matters, right? You're at 100. Moisture 90. Okay, I'm gonna guess that we had this go down when I did this expansion. Yeah, look at that. We're still 1 short. I think that's what happened. Yep. All right, 1 more pump. Do note we are getting close to maxing out. I would say we're at about 80% of our pumping capacity. You know what? Since we have a quiet moment, I would like to remove water. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. Yeah, let's do that. Fill in that area because that's where the next pump will probably go. So we can get 1 and 2. We could probably mine out reasonably, so we could do 3 more pumps if we had to here. I know I could fill in this, but I just don't like that. I think that's kind of dumb. So I'm not going to. We also could get water from over here. If I remember right, the fresh water on this side actually, yeah, goes a lot further. Yeah, than that side. So that's nice. What does the soil look like over here? It's okay. So we'll probably try to get like farms along the coast here. We do have a lot of good farmland over here too, so maybe we get a pretty big irrigation project up to there. Yeah, this is the mother load, but this could be pumped in from down here. Although I guess one coming from the top wouldn't be too bad either. I do need to remember though, we're gonna need pools and stuff all throughout this, so I'll probably need at least 1 line that comes like deep in here as we move like the throne and a noble quarter. Probably like maybe a temple quarter, couple temples in here. Yeah, it'll be cool. It'll be cool. This is not going to be the center of town. This is just our starting village because you have to start somewhere. And I've learned my lesson. Trying to put your throne where you ultimately want it to be, which almost always means not near anything useful to produce and definitely not near food, is a recipe for disaster. You definitely want to start like I did here, where I have all my food areas close enough to get us started. What are we doing? We finally getting going on this? We are. Okay, and let's go ahead and stop importing. As much as I'd love to do that. I don't remember exactly how much we have to pay for mercs, but yeah. And or I'd rather pay in money when we get extorted than in goods. Yeah, we're doing okay there. In theory, is our food going up? Yes, but not as much as I would like. Do remember, of course, this is taking into account this, which is 10, and we're not actually eating that, so we're a little bit closer. Maybe I'm wrong about the food stuff. Let me know if maybe I should be letting them eat the meat, but like I mentioned earlier, that my understanding is no, basically. Start exporting that. We are still sitting on all those clothes. Okay, well, give me some more storage. Go get those wherever they're at. Go confiscate all the clothes from people. Okay, I'm liking these a lot more. I think we got this kind of in the nick of time. I think we were just on the cusp of having food problems. It would make them very sad to have to go over here. Workload is 79. We have one plumber. He hands them a mint on their way out the door. Janitor is still 4 out of 4. Workload is 96% though. We're close to getting that 5th one in here. Are we good on animals? Yes, we are. 29 animals. Just for interest. 21 and 15. Okay, so not quite doubled, but a good 40% maybe increase. Yeah, get that egg production roll. It'll take a while for that to ramp up. Speaking of ramping up, how'd we end up over here? 32 wood, 21 wood, 18 wood, 8, 8, 8. Okay, so the bad soil is 8. That's what that basically is telling us. The half and half is up to 18, and a mostly good is 32. So this is way, way more productive. This is what, 4 times more productive than these? Now, we're getting 8 for 2 workers. We're getting 32 for 10. So maybe worker-wise, it's not so bad. Could just leave that alone. Are you... Moisture's at 81. All right, well, let's go make our pump guys sad. Bring this down a little bit more. Okay, wood's okay. Stone, probably could collect some more stone. Okay, I'm seeing that we have trees over here that just... we cannot reach. Let's get rid of that. I don't want to make paths where people can attack me through that. Like I mentioned, our early first gate's probably going to be like right here. Do we even have fortification? We do. So what do you cost? Grand wall, stone wall, palisade, stairs. Stairs are used for getting across the top of fortifications. So we can put archers up there? Is that what that means? Okay, so we would probably be looking at a stone wall, and even the absolute cheapest 1 wide stone wall, we would be looking at, that's actually not too bad. Let's call it 500. I would probably want, yeah, something like right here. I want to be down from this a little bit. Okay, that might be a not as far away as you might think project. What is this? Another stone deposit. Oh. Yeah, that's... that is not stone. That is iron. Stone is over here. Ooh, so what do? Do we come down at an angle and then across and then up at an angle? Or do we just say F it and we just build down here across that? That's an awful long ways though. We almost certainly are gonna need probably another little town We may just end up with a stoneworking town. That just may be their thing. That's what they do. They harvest stone. They make our blocks. Maybe that's the number one. So, yeah, let me know what you guys are thinking. So we have a couple options here. Stone, which also kind of means we need some iron, which also means that we're gonna need coal, and the coal's over here, so I think that means we have to make our own coal, which I think we can do. But your favorite, it needs wood. So maybe we need to expand the forestry. Yeah, that's interesting. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. Maybe I'll put up a pole? I'm not certain. It's kind of a little bit weird because I kind of need the feedback from the members, but I also don't want to get too far ahead of the people who are just watching the series as it releases. Put your thoughts on that in the comments. Yeah, because we have a couple options here. So going for the stone means we would want to unlock the grand stone carving, which means we need more wood to make charcoal. We use the charcoal to make iron. We use the iron to make the wood. We also could go for the clay. Clay would be, we could just get clay, and then we could turn that into bricks, and we could also turn that into pottery. That also is used in science. That is almost definitely a second little village over here. This is just too far of a commute. Although I say that, it's about the same as this. So maybe we just suck it up. This also is not the most efficient. I wonder if it would be worth just making a pump housing bunkhouse out here. The thing is, they still have to go into town to get food, so I guess that's not really it. In my mind, a more not starting town is going to be a lot more like, I don't know, like there's farms around the village and we have some houses with a plaza in the middle, and that's it. So you walk maybe 30 squares to your work point, and you walk 30 home and 10 more to go to the store to pick up milk and cigarettes, and then you're done. And none of this like travel life that we got going on. The stone option also does get us a pool, which I think is, it would stop a lot of these people who are making this trip that they otherwise don't really need to be doing. Beyond those, we could just continue to increase food production. I mean, we're always going to need more food, of course. We could start knowledge. We're at 250. Maybe that's early. Maybe it's not. I'm not certain. But that is another option there. This town, we'll probably try to build it like... Where's the fertile soil? Yeah, we'll probably try to build a little town right up here. And we'll have some industries here, and then also we'll use up this nice land for the farming. So some there. We'll have a lot to do. And then I'm kind of thinking, now that I'm seeing all that, maybe like right in this area or right in this area, we have like a major warehouse import-export like bungalow district area. At some point, we're going to want to have haulers probably. Some of the bigger logistical things. So like we will haul the fish from the various warehouses to a central warehouse, which can then be redistributed out to other areas. I've never gotten to that point where I need that heavy of logistics, but we will need that, right? Like if we're building big things over here, we're not going to have fishermen directly supplying it. They're going to have to be shipped in essentially. So that'll be another big learning point. Did we ever get that farm done? Yes, we finally did. Okay, good. And 100% moisture too. Cool. Okay, the next step would be that, but how are we doing on veggies? We are not getting enough compared to what we would like to consume. I think I'm just gonna commit. I think I'm gonna commit. So we want a 10-person veggie farm in the middle here. It's gonna go from there. Is that gonna be 10? It sure is. You'll love to see it. All right, now, I think we're gonna do this, and we're not gonna do the top piece yet. Although we'll probably do, yeah, we'll probably do a horizontal thing up here. I don't know, I wanna use up the good land. So like this kind of like side grade land, this will probably be globulins up the side. 82 veggies needed. Do it. Now I'm just in. Let's just do it. Let's see what this... Yeah, let's see what that gives us. And then we'll see if we need to cross the top to get this to 100 for now. And then we just know that we're gonna need some more pump. Yeah, we're barely over. It's probably gonna be 2 or maybe even 3 more pumpers. Gotta keep the water flowing. It's too bad we haven't figured out a water wheel. We could have a water wheel here that lifts water and automates this whole system. We're doing... I don't even know how this one works, but this is kind of like, makes me think of like Egyptians where they had the weighted lever arm. It had the bucket on the end, and when you push it down, it pulls the bucket up and dumps the bucket into the canal. And when you lower it, it goes back into the water. I believe those were all done by hand. I could be wrong about that, but I don't think they were using mechanized, and I don't think they were using animals for that either. I guess alternatively, we could also do a animal that goes around in a circle and a screw pump that pulls the water up. It's like at the beginning of The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. The kid with the donkeys doing that. Random pump lore for you there. Okay, and this is going in nicely. We're gonna need the veggies to put it in, and you know what? We have some cash. I'll go ahead and I'll do another load of veggies. And we're gonna want... Yeah, we'll do 132. All right, we're exporting meat. Okay, we still have a bit of clothes. We don't have that much meat. Okay, let's see if we can do another round of getting rid of clothes. Sell that off. I want my title, dang it. I want my title. We'll make our own Closed Realm brand t-shirts or togas. Closed Realm togas once we're making our own stuff. Our cloth is getting rather full. Okay, okay, so we've got we could go the stone route. We could go the clay route. We also could go a more finished goods route. Warhammers, leather armor, clothing. So I think those are like kind of like, they're not mutually exclusive, but they're kind of like I need to focus one way or the other and decide what I want to do there. Yeah, this is looking good. Yeah, this is gonna hopefully hold us off on veggies for the time being. I kind of want to let this finish before we call it a day here. We have veggies in, we don't. Whenever they get their delivery, we should have it. I guess let's go, we'll just go up to the fast speed for a minute here. I don't think I'm gonna start another project on this one, but I would like to see this get finished. Also possibly adjust our pump needs. We're gonna run out of stone. Got any rocks nearby? We do. Take those. Take those. That should do us for now. I'll probably need to queue up a bigger grab of those. Yeah, get that canal done. Because I generally have to wait between recordings, it's good to kind of finish projects, especially ones that are like delicate. So how are we doing on pump? Okay, we are over pumping by like 20. That's totally fine. As we'll probably have to continue. You're still at 99. What is your problem? Get hydrated. You are killing me, field. I guess technically it's helping this too a little bit, so it's not the end of the world, but man, that's driving me crazy. And cleared. Now we're literally just waiting on the vegetables to get in here. Okay, I'm just checking my other stores. Fish are looking good. We're out of eggs. We're not fully ramped up, I would assume. Okay, veggies just came in, and we just wiped out our money. Let's turn that off. Somebody come buy my shirts. We had the harvest come in too. I see. Bad timing, that's okay. Now we have some veggies for the year. We'll get this built up. Okay, but I'll kind of sing us out while they're finishing this here. So the big questions is, what do we want to do? I kind of presented 3 options there. We have the stone path, we have the clay path, we have kind of a finished goods path. That probably also includes maybe the hatchery. And let me know opinions on whether that's worth getting up and running. We totally could do it now. The cloth is kind of the hold up on that one, and we have cloth up and running just fine. It's like wood, furniture, and fish, I think, are the other things, so nothing hard there. If we do go the stone route, that's a lot of tech points, and I don't know if we have enough points to do that. Getting some cut stone, though, at least, would be really nice. Like I said, I think this pool would be a major increase in our productivity. We have a lot of people who are spending a lot of time just heading to the coast for a swim, and we could totally cut that out by doing that. I think they even like pools, so we'll even get some extra enjoyment out of that. And then to finish this off, I suppose, if you are still enjoying the series, don't forget to leave a like on it. That does kind of inform what I should be working on, and it also helps me by telling YouTube that, hey, this is pretty good. You should try to show some other people this and see if they like it too. If you're not subscribed, I hope I've earned your subscription. I'd love to have your help here, or just joining me on a live stream and chill. Always fun to have people around. Beyond that, if you want to go above and beyond to support the channel, you can always leave a super thanks on a video or VOD. You could join me live for a super chat. You can check out the Patreon linked in the channel info, or become a member here on YouTube. Members on YouTube do get early access to video series I'm working on, such as this one, or recently I did a Shadow Empire playthrough that's slowly releasing, but the members have actually watched the end of that already. You also can link your Discord and get into the file channel, where I share various files from various games that have things that are shareable, like Shadow Empires maps, Dominion 6 Island maps, things like that. All right, builders, we got some pretty big decisions to make, and you know what? My final one for today, I'm actually gonna go ahead and build another housing block, just so I don't forget. We'll just queue this up real nice right here at the end, and we'll let this build out while we go into the next one. This is a 2 wide. Man, as you can tell, I'm having way too much fun. I can't even end my video. Okay, for realsies, that's gonna be it. All right, builders, take care. The closed realm needs you. I'll see you there. Babble out.